Sandi Toksvig welcoming you to Watch the Dickens, the arts panel show that proves culture isn't just something we pretended to care about to win an Olympic bid. Although, obviously, that helped. Let's first of all welcome our captains, comedian-turned-actor Chris Addison and comedian-turned-lightning conductor Sue Perkins. Chris's guest this week is an acclaimed author who stood in the 2001 election in a safe Tory seat as a Labour candidate with no chance of winning, or as they're now called, a Labour candidate. It's John O'Farrell. And Sue's guest is a comedian who strangely has appeared on Radio 4 singing songs in the style of both the Devil and Morrissey, and I think we know who had the best tunes. Would you please welcome Robin Ince? Our first round is 3 steps to heaven. 1 photo at a time is shown to each side to a maximum of 3. These are progressively easier clues to incidents and characters from a famous film, book or play. 3 whole points will be awarded if teams can guess the answer from the difficult first image, reducing to just 1 point for the third, which, let's face it, is a virtual giveaway. So Chris and John, you go first. And gentlemen, here is your opening picture.
Was this the moments just before Pudsey Bear lost that eye?
Well, obviously we can see the late Dennis Thatcher, accompanied there by one of the finest political minds of the 20th century.
Gummer.
Yes.
Selwyn Gummer in the back there.
Plus we've got Margaret, of course.
I think maybe we need...
you think you need another one? So we've got Mr. Thatcher there. Let's go on to the second picture clue. Anybody know who this is?
Is it Confucius?
Genghis Khan.
It's Kublai Khan, the 13th century Mongolian emperor and, of course, brother of Chaka.
Yeah, now you're talking. Yeah. Shaka Khan. Yeah.
Chaka Khan.
See, even that would have been funny if I'd said it right, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Xanadu de Kublai Khan, a stately dome decree.
A bit of Coleridge there, we had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Xanadu is right, and Mr. Thatcher is right. You've got to put the two things together. So you're looking for something. No, okay, let's try the last one. And this is the final one. I think this might just give it away.
Rosebud. Oh, it's Citizen Kane.
It is Citizen Kane,
Rosebud.
absolutely right.
What's Thatcher?
Well,
She loves the sled. Loves
Mr.
it.
Thatcher was the name of Charles Foster Kane's guardian as a child. He grows up in the film with Mr. Thatcher.
Okay.
And Xanadu is the vast mansion in which Kane croaks his last. And Rosebud, of course, was Kane's dying word.
This is a lot cleverer than I was told it was going to be. I was expecting monosyllables, a bit of cake and a go home.
So you got that on the last picture. So 1 point to Chris and John. William Randolph Hearst, who was said to be the basis for Charles Foster Kane in the film, is alleged to have been so outraged that he offered $800,000 to destroy all prints and negatives. And I was just wondering, perhaps we could all chip in and get shot of Guy Ritchie's Rock and Roll. Right, over to Sue and Robin. Here is your first photographic clue. Glue is critical.
Glue.
I would guess, because I think this is the kind of... that it's Powell and Pressburger's A Canterbury Tale. But at the same time as saying that, I know it's entirely wrong, but also proves that I know about early British film.
Well done.
No, glue is the critical thing. Do you think you need a second photograph?
Probably do,
yeah.
really, because,
OK, Rover here.
they've glued his leg on!
Rover here has injured his front legs, poor little fella. I imagine this picture was shot, well, just before he was. Oh, there'll be letters.
Glue. So we've got glue and disabled canine.
Well, yes, what is it? It's got bad...
Is it a William Burroughs
It's
novel?
got bad legs. Got bad legs. Does that help you at all?
Misery.
No. Okay, let's try. Let's try the final photograph here. Now, I can tell you that the drink on the right is Napoleon brandy, and you need to be a certain age to know the drink on the left, which I recognised immediately.
It's a Hardy Wallbanger.
No, it's a snowball. It was the drink of the...
we've got it.
Well, you can't say
Oh,
it.
well, they know it, so you're
But
going to run out of time. So we've got Snowball and...
Oh, Snowy and glue.
Napoleon. Snowball is the drink, and Napoleon is the other drink.
Snowball and Napoleon and their
And
dogs.
glue and
They've got
2
it.
legs.
Those people, all of those people have got it. They come from I know. I mean, and Animal Farm.
Animal Farm!
Hang on. sorry. I'm
Wait.
so sorry. Do you know what? I was reading it 3 days ago. All the clues were there, and I had no memory.
Why were you reading Animal Farm 3 days ago?
He's 11.
So I just go through the pictures. The glue represents the sad demise of the cart horse Boxer. And then we've got 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
Yes.
Which was the slogan adopted by the creatures at the start of Animal Farm.
So that dog has got, sorry,
3
that dog
legs.
has got 4 legs out of the picture that are good.
And Napoleon and Snowball were, of course, the 2 pigs at the centre of the story who Orwell later admitted were allusions to Joseph Stalin and Leon Trotsky. So you do manage to get a point. So 1 point to Robin and Sue there. Actually, does anybody know Orwell's real name?
Yes, Eric Blair.
He thought it wouldn't Blair. He was a man who saw the future with 1984, and he predicted that the word Blair wouldn't have particularly socialist connotations.
On Animal Farm, the leaders only put up 7 commandments, partly due to a bit of overlap between thou shalt not commit adultery and thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's ass. Well, I can tell you at the end of round 1, things are absolutely even with 1 point each. Second round is called Yes, and I'm Mickey Mouse. We introduce members of the public who just so happen to have the same name as a famous character in a book, film, musical, play or song. And the teams have to identify who they are through questions to which the answer is either yes or no. However, teams, you have just 90 seconds to carry out your cross-examination, after which you must give an answer. So Sue and Robin are up first, and let's meet their fictional namesake. Okay, this is our mystery guest. Our friend here shares his name with a character from literature, and for the audience only, here's who he is. Little titter there. Right, Sue and Robin, your 90 seconds begin now.
Are you male?
Yes.
It's good to check because I've been caught out before.
Have you worked as a psychopathic barber? No. It's not Sweeney Todd.
No, it's not.
Okay, right. So.
Are you a 19th century figure?
Yes.
Are you a Charles Dickens character?
No. Thomas Hardy. Are you Jude the Obscure?
No. Are you British?
No.
Damn! Are you Mark Twain?
Did you?
No.
Are
He's
you
not
Tom
fictional.
Sawyer? Huckleberry Finn? Are you Tom Sawyer? Are you I got very excited then. I elevated myself.
Yes, this gentleman's name is Tom Sawyer, whose adventures were, of course, immortalised by Mark Twain, and so you get 2 points for that. Well done. I think it was Sue there who got it in the end. So, Tom, what were your parents thinking? And do you get much stick?
Yeah, pretty much. Constant.
Quizzes, Sandy.
Well, I think it's fabulous to be on a show where you can say, ladies and gentlemen, please thank Tom Sawyer. Fantastic. Thank you. Growing up in America's Deep South, Tom Sawyer has an infatuation with a girl called Becky, a romance which is doomed to failure as they're not even related. Right, are you ready, Chris and John? Let's
Yes.
meet your mystery guest. Now, I can tell you that she shares her name with a character from literature and film. Here is her given name for the audience only.
You're laughing.
You must have
I
heard your
suppose you
name
know
before.
what it is. But...
Right, Chris and John, your minute and a half begins now.
are you alive?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you British?
Yes.
Are you a lady?
Yes.
Not Jaws. Are you? Okay. Are you in quite highbrow literary books?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Are you an Agatha Christie
no,
character?
can I say that I'm going to say no? So that would be
Okay.
that would be a dispute
I'm
between
cutting
us
straight
there.
to the chase. Are you Bridget Jones?
Magnificent! Magnificent!
You gave it away there.
What did I say? What?
It's your view of Chicklet, sort of, was revealed.
Yeah.
No, but it could have been anything. I didn't give it away.
Not like to be Mrs. Shopaholic, is
Well, this is in fact Bridget Jones. How did you feel when the whole hoo-ha started about Bridget Jones and the book came out and the film?
Well, it was all right until I had to go to a hospital and everybody was saying, Bridget Jones, I didn't know she was here. Yeah.
Did you?
I got in much quicker.
Did you feel that Renée Zellweger really captured you?
I don't know, really.
Have you seen the film?
I've seen the film, I read the book, and I've got all the knickers and everything else.
I wasn't aware of that merchandising phrase.
I was going to wear
They're big knickers, though, eh? They're all kidney warmers, those knickers.
Yeah, they're lovely in the winter.
Lovely, aren't
Yeah,
they?
really
Oh,
lovely
yeah.
in the winter.
It's a retail opportunity that never came my way.
Got an extra pair if you want a pair.
She's not called Bridget Jones at all. She's just on here to hawk knickers.
Yeah.
Well, can I say it's the finest offer I've ever had?
Is it?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Bridget Jones. That's wonderful, Bridget. Thank you. It's 3 points to both teams at the moment.
Yeah, that must count for something.
Well, it's time now to take a short interval so I can stretch my legs while I'm trying to grow a couple of inches. But in the meantime, can you at home answer this little teaser? Other than Sebastian Faulks and Julian Barnes, which two authors made cameo appearances in the film Bridget Jones' Diary? We'll give you the answer on our return. What the Dickens, where before the break I asked you to name the other two authors who made cameo appearances in the film Bridget Jones's Diary. Any thoughts, teams?
Is it Salman Rushdie and Jeffrey Archer?
That's a worrying answer because that is correct. It means you saw the film.
Several times.
The answer is Salman Rushdie and Jeffrey Archer. Salman Rushdie, of course, hated by Muslims everywhere, and Jeffrey Archer, well, pretty much hoovering up the rest of the planet. This next round is called Love It or Loathe It, and it centres on our guests. Each of them has chosen something. Now, it could be a book or a play or even a work of art which they either love or they loathe. And then the other side have to guess whether they genuinely love it or they loathe it, OK? So, John, you're going to be up first. What is your chosen work?
My work, Bob, is... I've done Brief Encounter.
OK, wonderful film. And are you going to start by loving it or loathing it?
I'll start by loathing it, I think.
OK, you have to sell this loathing to Sue and Robin.
What is it you terribly hate about this film?
Well, you sort of put your finger on what I loathe about bloody Brief, bloody Encounter. It's a load of old people whinging about being in love. Why don't they just go and have sex? The train station's there.
Easily
There's a little hut at the end. You know, they wouldn't have been the first in there. 1945, you know, Hiroshima, the Holocaust. Oh no, the problem is I've got a bit of grit in my eye and now I'm in love with Alec. And, you know, they should make a sequel and, you know, later on, because they stay together for their children, of course, they should make a sequel where they're both put in separate old people's homes and their children never come and see them and they wish they'd done it.
I think we've got time actually to make our decision now.
Yeah.
But what gets me is you go, why don't they just? Isn't that actually what all literature and film is about? The fact that people don't just. Why doesn't Hamlet check who's behind the curtain? No, I won't. Oh, bloody, it was Polonius. I should have checked.
That was in the first
Why
draft.
doesn't Othello ask if going, by the way, did you give that hanky and shag that bloke? No, I didn't actually. Why didn't they just? What a nonsense.
OK.
OK, all right. I think we have to switch you over here now and see why you love it. OK.
I love Brief Encounter.
I don't believe a word of it.
I completely love it. These people are utterly trapped. Though they have everything, Alec and Laura, they seem wealthy and they're comfortable and they're with servants and healthy children, but their social conventions trap them and they can unable to be properly in love and express themselves because of the society in which they've grown up. And what's so great is looking at it now, all these years later, their decency and their self-restraint is even more inspiring. Because if it was now, of course, they'd just go to some swingers club and they'd be swapping wives in Surbiton.
Stop now. It's not for me to say, but I'm going to press you for an answer, Sue and Robin.
I personally think that you loathe it. Because there was such vehemence in and there was just I can't stop hating it.
John, give us your definitive answer. Do you love it?
And the winner is...
No!
I love Brief
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
It's my favourite film.
No, John!
Do you know that Brief Encounter changed my life completely?
Oh, God.
When I first came to this country and I was 14, I had grown up in New York and I had a very thick New York accent. And all the girls at boarding school immediately put me into Coventry. I didn't even know where that was. And they wouldn't speak to me. And I thought I'd better change my accent. And after about 6 weeks, it was really becoming a bit tiresome. And then the school, we were allowed to film every now and then, and we were shown Brief Encounter. And I thought, oh, I'll speak like that. And that is why I sound like I'm trapped in a black and white film. But it was.
It's a very, very difficult...
Alec tells Laura that his hobby is addressing the causes of respiratory illness in minors. It's just as well they didn't meet speed dating. Frankly, she'd been on to Colin from Holloway while he was still halfway through the word respiratory. Robin, it's your turn. What work have you chosen as your love it or loathe it?
I've chosen On the Road by Jack Kerouac.
OK, and are you going to love it or loathe it to begin with?
I think I'd love it to begin with. I read it as a teenager. When I was a teenager, I've been waiting for the point that I could read books by Hunter S. Thompson, and because I'm a huge fan of taking a lot of drugs with large Samoans, if I find a heroin addict kind of just, you know, patting his arm there and going, I used to play jazz, I'd run away. Whereas people like Sal Paradise can actually go and try and embrace that life. So to me, it was an amazing thing, the whole beginning of the jazz age, of that modern jazz age, I should say, and I found it very exciting. That's why I love Jack Kerouac's work. And also I like anything which involves a man accidentally shooting his wife in the head just as a prank.
So do we think, are we convinced about that?
Well, should we hear the
I'd
other
like
one?
to hear, because every time he said Kerouac, he mispronounced it as Karamak.
So do you want to loathe it for us now?
Well, the trouble with On the Road, it's not that I so much loathe the book, I think what's happened is the self-indulgence that has happened in literature since that book came out. And in particular, I think it's really affected music journalists who have forgotten to interview the band now and instead go, I had a really amazing night the night before, I'd had too much whiskey, so by the time I went to meet Razorlight, I already had sick in my shoes. And everyone believes that their life is worthy of autobiography. And for lots of middle-class people to basically think, oh, yeah, drugs. At the moment, I'm not very good at drawing, but I imagine if I drink all this, I'll become brilliant and really tortured.
It is.
Both of those could
I
be
understand that, because it's like bulimia. I've got half of it. I do the eating bit. And,
I've never read On the Road, but I've known you for years, and you wouldn't look me in the eye when you were telling us why you loved it.
But I so wouldn't want you on a jury.
Yeah.
OK, I'm going to have to press you for an answer, so...
I think you loathe it.
Robin.
Yeah!
And rightly so.
Kerouac's best-selling book, On the Road, was based on his adventures travelling across America. Many, of course, also recall the harrowing version set in Britain called On the Buses. At the end of that round, Chris and John have done rather well. Robin and Sue have got 3 points, but Chris and John are in the lead with 7. We reach our final round called Losing the Plot. Now, captains are given the titles of well-known works, and they have to describe the plot to their teammates, who then have 90 seconds to guess as many of the titles as possible. So, as Chris and John are in the lead, you can start. 90 seconds, start now.
OK, bunch of kids with their nanny trolling around some mountains. La la la.
Music.
Yep. A member of the royal family from a Scandinavian country close to Sandi's heart is
Swedish king.
wonders whether he ought to be or not to be.
Hamlet.
Essentially, the decision is made for him.
Said it, Hamlet,
He said Hamlet.
Yeah.
I did beg your pardon. An enormous dog on the moors.
House of Baskervilles.
Yep. A tiny ginger orphan is a pain in the bum. And
Annie.
sings, yeah. It stars the greatest Jewish comedian of all time. It's his Oscar-winning film. Yeah. This is also with somebody with that same name. It's a western. It's a musical.
And Get Your Gun.
Yes. This boys fight over the conch.
Lord of the Flies.
Yes. Oh no! There's a bomb on the bus. Quick, write a terrible film.
A duel.
No. If you slow down, the thing leaves if we don't slow down, people
Speed.
will have to watch this. Yep. A boring black and white movie set in a grim northern town.
Taste of Honey.
In the 60s about
good film.
somebody making up their life as they go along.
Billy Liar.
That's it.
That's good film.
Oh, well done. I can tell you that Chris and John got 9 points, so they've got 16 at the moment. You've got 3. You need
Right.
14 of these right.
Easily
in order
done,
to win,
Sandi.
Nick. It's
Oh,
a work of a
yes,
moment.
yes.
Then, ready to go? Your 90 seconds starts now.
Hamburg.
Important to being honest.
I am the king of the swingers.
Jungle Book.
And, trepanning, and he's gone mental. He's in an asylum. Very famous film, and there's somebody who may be the head of, he might be a Sioux or an Apache. Anyway.
Move on to another one. I have no idea.
You have to keep going.
Okay, there's an orderly in it. He doesn't like the main man very much. He's there. He's watching television all day. He's not really mental. In fact, he doesn't know why he's there at all. He's
one
funny
from
and
the Cuckoo's
wry
Nest.
and good.
Trepanning?
Yes, trepanning.
It's not trepanning, it's a lobotomy, you silly cow!
I was trying to be euphemistic. They just start gently.
You're allowed to use lobotomy.
Right, okay.
We've lost anyway, so I must just shout.
I'm trying to tell you the next one. Right, he's had a slight melty face accident. Ooh, I better cover it with a mask and I'll creep around the
Phantom of the
sewers.
Opera.
Yes. I tell you what, I'm going to come back and get you, and I can't die or
Terminator.
nothing. Yeah, but there's another one of those.
Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Mixed marriage. He's getting on nicely. Suddenly there's an interloper. He keeps saying, "Oh, come on now, you've
The
got
Brady
killer."
Bunch.
No, it's written. No, they would have been murdered. It's written by a very famous, the Bard of Stratford.
No, I know it's William Shakespeare. What happened?
Yes, mixed race.
Oh, Othello, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but he's not mixed
Shut
race,
it!
is he?
My bloomers, I'm going to rip them up and wave them like a flag.
Railway children.
Yes.
We've got 5 that we'll allow there. And after that exciting
disgrace.
finale, we're all getting our breath back here, as I'm sure you are at home. Indeed, if you still have breath. Or indeed at home. This week's plucky losers are Sue and Robin with 8 points, while this week's valiant winners are John and Chris with 16.
Hooray for us.
Well, this has been Watch the Dickens. I've been Sandi Toksvig, and I'm away to the Saatchi Gallery to make Tracy Emin's bed. I'll see you there. Good night.